Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rudi Wibowo. I'm here to present about making suggestion. Chapter 1, Introducing. For the first, background. In Indonesian, there are various forms of sentence that can be used to have conversation with each other, and of them is a sentence of advice that we often use in everyday life. Suggestion sentences are often used by someone to express something opinion about thing or make suggestion to other. For the second, the purpose of the suggestion sentence. The main purpose of the suggestion sentence is to change or give advice about something. There are therefore the use and selection of suggestion sentence than to be subtle something. For the next chapter 2, discussion. For the first, understanding making suggestion. Making suggestion means giving other people an idea of that we think they can do. Of course, in giving a suggestion, we must pay attention to the form of the sentence we say so that the other person can understand what we mean. However, in giving an opinion or hope to someone in the form of a suggestion sentence, it would be better to convey it properly without making other people feel offended by our opinion. For the second, difference between suggestion and criticism. Often we can't tell what's a suggestion and what's a critique. Here is the difference between a suggestion and a critique. According to the Big Indonesian Dictionary or KBBI, criticism is a criticism or a form of response that is sometimes accompanied by description and good and bad consideration given by someone to a work, opinion, and so on. Criticism can also be regarded as a correction of action or action that have occurred. An example of the difference between suggestion and criticism is as follows. Criticism: your writing is very bad. Suggestion: if would be better if your writing was changed in the way of writing so that the message what you want to convey can be well received by the reader. Next, important formulas for making suggestion in English. For the first, making suggestion, let's first verb. The use of the word let's can mean an invitation or any fleet message that describe I have a suggestion for what we can do. Example for sentence, let's go to a movie. For the second, making suggestion, why don't plus subject plus verb. In English, the use of the phrase why don't means to give advice in a more friendly language. Example of sentence, why don't go to a movie? Why don't bermakna seperti let's go. For the third, making suggestion, so plus I or we plus verb. Sometimes the use of the word shall also means let us. To be more formal, usually use the word okay as an explanation at the end of the question. Example of sentence: So I open the door. It's okay with you. For the fourth, making suggestion by salt. The most common way of giving advice is to use modal salt. Example of sentence: I failed my English class. For the fifth, making suggestion cold. The use of the word cold in giving advice to someone is seen as softer than the word salt. Example of sentence: What should we do on the weekend? The next for the tip for making suggestion sentence. For the first, create constructive and valid sentence. The first tip is to make a suggestion sentence that has the nature to build and use valid language so that listener can accept the opinion you give well. Second, create with sentence that provide solution. The second tip is to make a suggestion sentence that provides a solution to the problem to the person who receives is so that the person can solve the problem. The third tip is the third, giving advice and appropriate the situation and condition. The third tip is to give advice at the right time and place to the recipient. What it means is you can't directly give advice to other in public where many can hear, unless it's urgent or you are asked to express your opinion. For the fourth, my suggested sentence without mastering the recipient. The fourth tip is to make suggestion sentence without patronizing their recipient. We all definitely don't like it when people suddenly teach us about the problem we have. That's That's how it feels when people who are having problems share problems are visited by you who suddenly give suggestions for the problems. You can start with small talk so that the advice you give can be well received. For the fifth, make a logical suggestion sentence. The fifth tip is to make logical suggestion sentence and can solve exciting problems when you. So chapter 3 is closing. Conclusion: suggestion sentence is an arrangement of words used to give our opinion or hope to other. By learning and understanding this, we have a better way of saying things, and the opinion we give might be accepted by the person we are addressing. Often people cannot distinguish between suggestion and criticism. By studying the explanation above regarding the meaning, character, characteristic, and various example of suggestion, it is hoped that with the everyone will try to change their perspective and speak better and politely. Thank you. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.